Manchester to do a protest telling politicians to do more on climate change. I think it's important that children in particular campaign Stop Climate Change because it's us that it's going to affect. Adults not so much. That's the thing about climate change. It's like a slow burner. It'll affect us, but it won't really affect adults. And it's our future and it's our lives that it's going to affect. So I'm going to practice and go through my speech so I can refine it and make sure it's all right. I'm George, and like the rest of us here today, I'm representing the voice of young people. Now for me coming here and speaking up about climate change, I want to be able to look back and say, I was there and I did something about it. So, I just want to take a moment here to reflect. In the 21st century, we look back on significant events like World War I and II, First Man on the Moon, women's rights, Rosa Parks refusing to move from her seat. And I was having this conversation with my mum and I said, in 50 years from now, when we look back at how far we've come, what will we look back on? Will we look back at a time of great invention? Will we look back at a world of great natural beauty? Or will we look back at a world of rust and steel? A world with no ice caps? A world with no forests? A world with no life? With that in mind, we need to think about what we've done to this planet, what we've done to our home. Human beings now populate nearly every landmass in the world. How many more animals are going to die because of us? How many more innocent lives will it take for us to wake up and see what is happening to our precious planet? I believe seeing is human, but opening your eyes is a skill. This couldn't be much more apparent than today. If we reflect back on the faults of man, many animal species have been affected by hunting. Take the dodo bird, for example. Peaceful, innocent in all of this. No more is the dodo bird. All dead because of us. Climate change, just like hunting, means that innocent wildlife is lost forever. Because of the greed of man, all for the need of man, the hunger of man. Now it's time to talk about other things that climate change will inevitably affect. Wetter summers, warmer and possible later winters and early springs. If we're going to mess with the weather, we're going to mess with the ecosystem. Some plants only have one pollinating insect. A bee, for example, that specific plant relies on. And that bee relies on that specific plant. If that plant and bee go out of sync, they're both dead and gone forever. That is what is going to happen if we continue to refuse to accept what is going on right in front of us. If we think of this on a practical and economical level, if we have these early springs, and this is genuinely happening right now, when the blossom appeared on the apple trees in New York, one spring it was all fine, but then there was a cold snap, and all of the blossom, all of the future apples, lots of people from New York wanting the apples, and all of the money made from the apple business, gone. This is the hard truth we're going to have to face. I represent the generation who climate change will most affect, and I see it as my job to spread the word. Now, to end my speech with a bit of rewording from London Calling by The Clash. Now, young uns calling to the faraway towns, strike is declared and battle come down. Young uns calling all over the world, come out of the suburbs, you boys and girls. Young uns calling, look to us, phony petrol mania has bitten the dust. Young uns calling, see we got lots of swing, except for the collapse of the ozone ring. The ice age is coming, the sun is zooming in. Meltdown expected and the wheat is going thin. Engines stop running and I have some fear, because young uns are calling out and we live for our future.